Hey yo, this is your good friend Josiah. Welcome to my Lutheran Connections online TV, where we bring you the best in education, information, and entertainment. Don't touch your dial.
Yes, absolutely. Don't touch your dial. According to our Big Joe, the Honorable Josiah Joe Kai, again, want to say welcome to everyone. Welcome to another edition of MLC Talk. This is the platform we discuss all things Lutheran. Today, we want to encourage you to please share the show and invite someone to join us in today's edition. Just to let you know that unfortunately we won't have the regular Bishop Owl. Bishop, as we understand, and his team, um, they are in the southeast, making their way to Monrovia as we speak. So Bishop is not with us, cannot be with us today, so to speak. But again, we're gonna have a great show. We're gonna have a roundtable conversation, looking at updates on the LCL. That's the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Speaking of updates, we want to begin on a very sad note. We The Lutheran Church in Liberia is currently bereaved. The Lutheran Church in Liberia, over the week and during the week, lost one of her her iconic members. That's Mother Susanna B. Telewoda. She passed off um, on Tuesday, no, Wednesday of last week. She passed off on Wednesday of last week. And, it's very saddening that, the LCA is bereaved at this time. But for some of us, we who had the opportunity to, you know, sit with her during Sunday school. We're going to talk more about Big Auntie Sue, but some of us are very grateful to have the opportunity to have known her, to sit with her in Sunday school, along with Uncle Jerome um, of St. Peter's. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna talk much more about it. Please share the show. And couple, how is it in your area?
Bless God for life, for it had not been easy with all the few days with the cold. Yeah, Winnipeg for the past days. We have been experiencing a lot of cold weather, snow, the blowing snow. I remember we drove out of the city and at like an hour away from Winnipeg. And it was terrible for us along the road. You know, that a lot of open field along the highway. So we had this blowing snow. Well, when you even driving, it blows all on the road and you don't even see ahead of you. I was just in my mind saying in my mind, oh God, help us to reach where we are going. Help us to reach. But when we were coming back in the evening time, by then it had subsided. So we had a smooth ride. Yeah. So I just want to be grateful to God. But it was okay. Our 2 hours we went all the time. It was fine. And God carried us through and He brought us back within our blowing snow. Other than that, everybody okay. My family fine. I just want to be grateful to God for everything.
Yes, indeed, we are very grateful to God. For us today, we did not go to church. We did not attend church in person. Um, the There was a state of emergency, or a state of emergency is currently in place in several states, including the state of Georgia. Um, as you know, Georgia is not one of those states that receive snow every winter. So Georgia is not fully prepared for these winter storms. So it happens every often. So out of abundance of caution, all of the activities for this weekend have been canceled, leading up until tomorrow. Tomorrow, even the kids are not going to school, um, and some of us won't be going to work tomorrow. You know, um, it sometimes I kind of, it's serious, but I would laugh a little bit, at the people of Georgia that, you know, I mean, when it comes to snow, they are so much frightened. But in some states that I would say they are used to this, winter weather.
Oh yeah.
It's just 2 hours delay. You gotta get back on the roads to keep going. So yeah, so everything I would say pretty much, the road is virtually empty. I went out this morning. The road is virtually empty, like way empty. You can you can drive, miles and miles before seeing another driver. So yeah. But we also want to inform you that today our brother Elijah Zena will not be joining us today due to some personal issues, and we are hoping that Dr. Toto will be joining us on this roundtable conversation. Um, we also want to remember all of our brethren up in Minneapolis and Minnesota area, including uh, Elijah and Brother Cesar Goya, Brother Aaron Wallaby, Edwin Weeder, and all of those. Huh?
Afridia,
Afrida, yeah, Afrida Topa, and all and Lema,
Lema,
Lema Jackson. I want to
that's
remember all of you.
Camille.
We just want to encourage you to, just be very cautious enough. This time is going to pass as well. So we just ask you to please be very, very cautious while you are exercising your constitutional rights. Please be very, very cautious. I mean, we are not here to discuss politics, but we just want to remember and pray for our brothers and sisters there in the Minnesota, Minneapolis area. Yes, couple. You know, today we should have had Bishop Patmo, and we had enough publicity on the on Bishop's hour, but unfortunately, at the very 11th hour that we received information that Bishop, cannot appear today. However, we are here. We heard that the pastors, I think the pastoral fellowship met this week in Harper, Maryland. Uh, any update from your end on that?
Oh, well, before we get to that, already
Yeah.
during my intro, I did not mention that
Okay.
concerning Grandma Sue,
Yeah,
Mother
yeah,
Sue. Yeah, I just want to extend my TPS sympathy to the Telewedding family and to the LCL at large, St. Andrews. I interacted with Mother. I was 2021, 2020. We had a workshop at St. Andrews, the women, but then I was Secretary General for the women. And I interacted with her. She was one of our speakers. I still have photos of her. When I saw it, I was going through my phone. I still have photo recording during her presentation. So I just want to say sorry to the bereaved family. Yeah, the few time I interacted with mother, I gained knowledge from her. Yeah, she was really a teacher. So I just want to say sorry to the bereaved family. And concerning the pastors in Maryland, I thought it was even Zedru, but maybe by then my pastor had arrived in Zedru, so he was just giving an update. But yeah, I chatted with him briefly, and he said they were out of the city. They went for the pastoral fellowship meeting. Yeah, I haven't heard any news from there yet, so I don't know if you have anything on your plate. But I haven't heard anything from there yet. He and I we haven't discussed what are those things that were discussed there. Yeah, it was just he will only inform me of how he arrived safely in Sedgwick in Meriden for the pastoral fellowship meeting.
Yeah. There's, we, you know, until it is confirmed, there's some development coming from the Harper meeting. I would say the Harper meeting, um, and some big recommendations from this meeting. Um, we will hope that it will have some constitutional bearing. So, and again, we are not going to speculate that much. And if you, um, If you want to call in to express sympathy to the bereaved family, Mother Sue, some people refer to her as Grandma Sue. I still remember back in the days, and I still, call her Big Auntie Sue. She and Brother Jerome, when they took care of us at the Sunday school department at St. Peter's. So if you want to call in to express your condolences, the number that's on the screen. You can call in or post your comment in the comment section. But couple, there's something coming off from Maryland, and we are hoping to discuss it in February. Okay, and I would tell you that the LCL partners are not in favor of that recommendation right now. It is not a decision because it has to go through a process. That recommendation I believe has to go to the Constitutional Committee, or the Constitutional Committee, and it has to be, taken to Executive Council and ultimately to the committee, not the committee, but it has to be taken to the convention, the LCL convention, and once it is passed at the LCL
But
convention,
is it a constitutional issue that
yes, it
need
is
to
a
go back to the constitution?
For such a big change like that, I think you want to look at the Constitution, what the bearing has when it comes to the Constitution. Is it in line with the Constitution?
But the
And
constitution, does the constitution, it has anything to do with what is unfolding right now that you need to go back and reference the constitution for any recommendation or
I
any
think
amendment?
I think those that this recommendation is going to affect, they will seek some constitutional redress. So that's where the Constitution is going to come in. If you can recall, when Aliyah had her assembly recently, there were some recommendations made from Columbus, Ohio, and from the Columbus, Ohio meeting, a review of the Constitution Committee was set up, and the Constitution Committee went through came up with 4 recommendations. Those 4 recommendations were taken to the Aliyah Assembly in the Columbus, not Columbus, but the Atlanta, Georgia Assembly. And the Georgia Assembly put them on the floor, and only 2 were able to pass because the other 2, you know, some there were some elders who advised that there should be some legal redress to this, some legal review. There should be some legal review to the matters on hand. That is, looking at Aliyah in Canada, looking at Aliyah in the US, because there's some information on the floor that Aliyah is registered in Canada, and some information on the floor that Aliyah is not registered in Canada. So all of that, and how will Aliyah operate in Canada at the same time operating in Liberia, looking at some currency issue and all of that. So some expressed in the room, they advised that Aliyah, the leadership of Aliyah, should seek constitutional, so it should seek some legal advice regarding the constitution review. So anything that is going to make a change or is going to affect a group of people in an organization or in a group with where there's a constitution, I believe that group will also call for a constitution review. So and again, we this is a developing story. We are not going to dwell on it that much, but I'll tell you that some other parties are not in favor of it, and by February next month, February, we're going to have an entire show on this. Yeah, but another thing is Kopa, I will turn over to you. What's on your mind? What's on your mind today?
Um, lot. First of all, I just want to send a big shout out to Tere Bien Howard and her team on the building committee of Partnersville Lutheran Church. Wait, the next time you go Panonville, like a bit more you can be making. The
What
very
was she?
next time you step before in Panonville, you will see what I'm talking about. Shout out to you and to you and your team for that great development. I want to say thank you to Reverend Thank you to our parish council chair, and thank you to all of our members of VLC. I remember when we were in the women department, when Veteran Nangwe was serving as president, she used to call us the Church of Wonders. She said, Banafe, you people don't have the number, but when you say you're doing this, you can do this. So she called all the Church of Wonders. And she asked, and the woman had name for everybody. But so if you are baking, check it us in Matthew with me and Matthew name, please. If
No,
you- if
first of all,
you- so I just want to say
come
thank you.
on, come on. First of all, before you go further, right?
Yeah.
You said which parish is Mother Johnson from? Is she from
What's it?
Bannerville or from
From
St.
St.
Peter?
Peter's.
Okay. And so if she gave us St. Matthew name, then we know. Anyway, go
No,
ahead.
but then she was the women president, right? So when she gave him her annual report,
Okay.
as per parishes, she had name for everybody that suit them. Yeah, it's not a negative. It's not in any negative way, right? No, she had name that suit all of the parishes. But then there were 9 parishes within Moravia district, so she had a name for everybody. But for Barnabas, I remember our name is the Church of Wonder. We are not many, but we can do wonderful things. So a shout out to Sister there. To everybody, want to say thank you so much
So
for
what
that.
did Bannerville do? You just told me that when you go and see the
Bannerville?
building, you reject.
You
So
will
what?
see the building. Really, I'm not going to. I'm not going. The next time, the very next
The
time,
evidence.
how they can call him chairperson appears on this show. He will come with pictorial evidence to show you the work that he's doing within Barnasville Parish. Thank you. Okay, like there are a lot of things to be discussed. Lot to be discussed when it
I know,
comes.
yeah, we can discuss all today, yeah.
Yeah, and we cannot discuss all today.
I know, Jeru.
Jerry, our church finish. I was saying that there are different development we're doing on there. Different one we're doing.
No,
The very next time you,
Jeru,
Mr. Co-chair, you go Panafe, you will see. Here's what I'm talking about.
no, and Jeru's question is valid because the last time I checked,
Uh-huh.
the land that Bannerville is sitting on right now, I think it's part of that cemetery. You people need to vacate. The government, the township of Bannerville.
My dear, la whole land have been fenced for decades now. That place have been fenced decades.
Go
We have
ahead.
fenced that whole land. We have demarcated the cemetery for what they can all change so we can buy that whole place with that clarity. Yeah, so like I said, trying to say like the Lucinda problem and the problem, but we pray and hope that one of these days, we Jeru, we pray that one of these days we will all be happy and say and knock our chest and say yes. I'm a proud Lutheran that will always say I'm a born Lutheran, I'm a proud Lutheran. I mean nothing can take me from the Lutheran. I told you someone asked me one time, I thought I would go to my husband.
The time you go to your husband chair.
So
The time you leave, I thought we leave from here too. You know how we leave from here together.
So we just pray and hope that our pastors they had a fruitful discussion in the southeast
Mm-hmm.
and everything that was discussed. I hope it be in the interest of the church. It is not always like in our own interest because people only want to push what they will benefit from. And I think we shouldn't be that way as a church. We should push what will benefit the church, the LCL at large, instead of an individual. So when it is not me, it shouldn't be any other person. And I hope the issue of oh my God, and I hope the issue of decentralization of salary. I hope it was discussed lengthily too, because you will see pastors refusing to go all of the city to go in the rural part of the country only because of the salary disparity. So we hope all of those things were taken into consideration during that discussion. Yeah, and hope they also discuss the issue of the pension because now the pension is not one way; it is twofold, 60 and 40%. Hope they took into consideration a 40% payment too. Yeah, pretty
So,
much.
couple, it's good to talk about a pension. In the past time we've been talking about this pension issue, but we've been talking about the pension from one side. Only speaking about the pension, the 60% from our parishes, right? But our pastors, those that are benefiting or are to benefit from this pension scheme, are they paying their 40%? That's another thing. The BA came one time and he talked about, he didn't have to, he mentioned that he didn't have to do some of it, he didn't have to, like, put in much more effort. He doesn't think that he was going to receive any, he's not sure of receiving his pension. But now the parishes are picking up, like St. Peter's, not St. Peter's, I'm sorry, like Bannersville, all right? Like St. Bannersville is picking up, all right? But are our pastors also picking up as well? Are they paying their 40%? Because you have to pay your 40% while the parishes pay your 60%. If you do not pay your 60%, you still don't stand a chance of you know getting that benefit. I want you to help me with this, couple. You serve as the financial secretary of your parish in the past, and you spoke lengthily about the 60%. But how about the 40%?
Yeah, the 40% is paid by the pastor. Some will say you can deduct my 40% or
Mhm.
and make the payment. Some will say no, myself we pay the 40%. But I think the 40% too is not even being paid. Yeah, I'm sure. I stand to be corrected, but I'm sure even the 40%. So if you have to pay 100% for your pension and you only pay 40%, at the end of the day, you will not get, if you reach 65 to get that pension, you will not get it. Almost like for us here, we pay what they call the CPP, the Canada Pension Plan.
Mhm.
The Canada Pension Plan is paid by both the employer and the employees.
Yeah, for us, the
So
Social
it
Security.
is, yeah, it is done during the payroll deduction. But
Yeah.
for our pastor,
Mhm.
they don't want to allow you to do it through period deduction. They will tell you many days where you pay. If you hearing me here, I said argue on that too. One point in time, there was something I suggested to him. Can we do a deduct your 40% and see how we can remit it? And he said no, he said I was going to do it. So the issue of the 40% is left for the individual, but you have to be committed to it. You must pay it. That's something you have to pay to make it 100% to benefit. You cannot benefit on 60%. The percentage is 100%
100% to benefit.
contribution. So if you cannot remit the 100% contribution, then it means you will not benefit from it. Or
Okay.
maybe they were giving it about 50%, but I don't think so. In that case, anything happened to you, no, because you must remit the 100% contribution before you benefit, you be eligible for that benefit.
So,
Yeah.
couple, I have one more question. Do you have any idea on if they can do a retroactive payment? So, for example, if the pastor at the time, like years back, he has not been paying his 40%, but Banafi have been paying his 60%, or like St. Matthew have been paying her 60%, and Reverend Dio has not been paying his 40% after 10 years or so, but now he want to become, he want to make the book current. And Simafi is paying the 60%. Simafi is current on that, but the pastor had not been paying his 40%. Can he go back and count on those years and pay the 40% of those, and pay the 40% time those years? You think it works that way?
Yeah, yeah. He has the right to do that. He can do retroactive. He can pay that because even with the parages, right? The parages are not been current with that payment. So,
Okay.
if, for example, if Bonaventure chose to pay her pastor, all of our pastors who have served our
Right.
parish, if we choose to pay them, we will definitely go back to those years that we did not pay for. For example, Pastor Pakla, right? Reverend Pakla. Those years that Reverend Pakla served us. If we did not pay for him, we are going back to start his payment. So LCL will do the total that we owe per pastor and the Senate. Then we have to come up with a payment plan. So it seems as The pastors concerning a 40%, they can choose to say, okay, we can go back, give out the total, how much do we owe? How many years did I pay for? How many didn't I pay for? So those years that were not paid for, they can do the calculation and give it. If you want to do a lump sum figure, fine, you can do a lump sum figure. Or if there is any flexibility within it, where they will say, okay, your pension should be this amount and you have to receive this amount because remember now it is retirement, right? When you are retired, then you start benefiting from the pension. So I don't know whether that 60% can be deducted and what you owe, then the church give it to you. All depends with the policy that they have too. You must have a pension policy. If the policy says if you don't pay the 40%, we can give you the 60% that the
The
parish
parish
pay.
has, right.
Fine. If there's a provision in the policy that says so, it's fine. If the policy says you must pay 100% of your pension before you benefit
Mhm.
for it, then you must pay your retroactive. You must go and pay your balance 40% before you become eligible to benefit from your contribution.
Yes, couple. And earlier you were speaking, right? You talked about. I'm going to branch off a little bit, and this is also concerning. I know that past administrations have tried to work on this. Bishop Padmo, um, on one of his programs, the episode Bishop's Hour, he talked about, you know, the structure, salary structure. He talked about having one base system salary structure in terms of those who have like higher education, those who are assigned in rural area, and those that those that will be part of this rotation scheme and sent out in the urban area, let's say in the rural area, and those that will be sent in the urban area and all of that. Uh, we found out one of the serious problems have been the salary structure, because if you happen to um, send someone for training. Okay, you send someone for training, and for example, the person is at St. Peter's. You send the person out for training, and the person had gone acquire education. Before the training came back, and the person is expecting to make that contribution. Instead, you are sending the person somewhere where you hardly find internet service. Not to mention, the study that this person uh, um, has acquired, okay, in a specific field, uh, that we found out have led to some pastors not accepting the call to go to some of these areas. And we see that, I think we've gone, what, 3 or 4 years now, or we in our Bishop Palmer is in his fourth year. uh, Correct me, I think so, right? Or he's in the fifth year, I think so. Yeah, some no, it's because it's 2022, 23.
He came 2022, right?
2022, I believe so. Yeah, so 2023, 2024, 2025, 20. So it's okay. So it's going like the 4 years now. Okay. Um, but how in how soon or how long should this administration try to figure things out about this entire rotation scheme? Okay, because if you want to send somebody to Harper, Maryland, all right, you want to send the person in an era where the person will be able to their children will have access to education as well, like that you have high school, if the person is in high school, or if the person is in college, or you need to take into consideration as well if the pastor family or wife or husband is working in the city or in the urban area. You want to take that into consideration as well before separating the family. And I understand from Bishop Patmo that um he doesn't intend to separate families. So I mean, how does that really, how you think that's going to really play out? Or are we going to be shifting this blame again on past administration and keep rolling until the 6 years over or 5 years over?
What the issue of assignments when it comes to pastors, I think it comes along with the calling, right? It
Right.
comes along with becoming a pastor.
Mhm.
Once you decide to say, "Oh, I want to be a pastor or Lutheran pastor," just bear in mind that you will be rotation. There will come a time where you will be sent out, and especially for our country where when it comes to education, let's talk about the children, the kids first, right? Assuming that this pastor, he has all of the children, they are all kids, and they need to go to school. Not all part of our country we have schools. Yeah. So how do we consider that? So meaning that's a separation of family right there.
Right.
The wife will not go with the husband and leave the kids alone in time to go to school. And that one part is a national issue. It's not an issue that has to do with the church because our country failed to put primary schools or senior schools in all of our counties or in our rural area. So that becomes a national issue. But where the church will come in, which has to do with the issue of the salary, right? Because definitely the person will be separated if even if the salary is given to him and that pastor has children honor age, we are still in grade school, and you're sending him where I know where there's no school there. That man will not take his children or his family and carry them there because the children have to go to school, right? So definitely they will be left in Moreover or wherever they are to continue their education. That alone, you can hold the pastor, you cannot hold the church responsible because it's a national crisis when it comes to the issue of education. For me, the issue of salary
All right.
disparity, yeah, salary disparity is a major issue. This is the reason why I mentioned that I hope that it was discussed lengthily during the pastoral fellowship we did. But I think there is a base. Yes, I think so because when you are a first degree holder, I think there's an amount set. When you're a master degree holder, there is an amount set. I think, yeah, sure, because that was one of the things where we Pooch, when he went to atmosphere, he's a master degree holder and he repaid this amount. Yeah, that one of the things he put. And I think when it comes to certain position too, you have served at the central level and then they are assigning you to a parish. I think you go along with that same salary or whatsoever because that was an issue we have with Reverend Pakla when you were leaving, when you were serving as PA and what Tobanove, his salary was this amount, but it was done. And it was an individual who did that anyway. At the end of the day, it was handled. Right? At the end of the day, it was handled. So taking the person from or A parish or whatsoever and sending it to a B parish or send a person to go to
To a
school
C parish.
to a C parish and the
Mhm,
person have acquired
mhm.
this knowledge, like he had a first degree and now you send him, right? To go and acquire a master degree, he comes back. That man will no longer want to go for anything on whatsoever he was making first because he had added value to his whole life, to his education. Everything had been added. So you have to take it. But then coming to a church that does not have that potential, I would say, especially with our rural parishes, right? That does not have that potential, it becomes an issue. So this is why if we had a central DAS payroll where everybody at the first degree level, everybody pay the amount, be a which parish you are assigned to, even if they send you way in Hembeckland, and you to that parish, even like two-person in our church, you entitled to your 250, for example, as a base salary. You're entitled to it. I think these are structures that we should be putting in place and see how best we can maintain our pastors at certain level. So, and when that is done, you will get to know that people will not be refusing assignment. In as much as it is not that rampant, I want to give credit to our pastors for that. It is not rampant to say they assign you to this parish and you refuse to go. No, I can't remember. I don't know if it's still happening again. Yeah, but these are things,
Yes.
some of the things we should look at. And I think and Bishop talked about that before. I don't know how far they have gone with it. Like you said, well, we will sit down and like the sixth year to come and pass again, be shifting blame. We don't
Right.
want to blame, we don't want to be a blame shifter where we'll continue to shift on the other people like John Secretary, because you know, she said bloody, it was bloody, it was bloody. Who gave the people the pathway to asylum place? So they asked that body in power now. So this is strong in power. So this is Bishop Patman in power. We shouldn't be shifting blame. Gotta attack the issue and see how best we all work together and see how we can fix it. Yeah, and that will only happen because we will not get that amount of money we want to pay our rural pastor. We will not get it from those parishes.
Yeah.
Some of them will cooperate with the issue of farming, like you saw what happened to Pastor Edward when he was in Sanoye, right?
Right.
They had a rubber farm or something, or they will make farm for the pastor. Most of the pastor will benefit from farm. And the pastor too, you gotta be innovative. You gotta know how to work along with your people. Yeah, you have to do that. You gotta engage in other things to see how you can generate income instead of just from the offering and the tithe because sometimes the person will go to church will be hungry.
Now
They
offering that's not worth it
So
nowadays. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple. I mean, thank you so much. You're making it. All of those points are very very salient. But I want for us to move a little bit quickly. We last week we hosted the board chairperson of Aliyah, not Aliyah. I'm sorry, not
Yeah.
Aliyah, but Lutheran University, and some of the points that you know were highlighted. Some of the students did not agree with the points that the board chairperson was referencing, and we also got some updates during the course of the week that the university is not only trying to gather a financial officer or a finance officer, but also trying to hire the service of a um, hire the service of a vice president. And there's some information in the corridor, in which, of course, again, we will break that news to you once it is confirmed that the LCL is holding conversation with several individuals, including some individuals from the diaspora, like in the case of Dr. Dr. Malapa, who retired, and his law for the church in Liberia had to go back and um, to serve as president of the university. And now we see that there's consultation again being held with another individual, with individuals, including someone from the diaspora as well. So I think the university is making progress in that light, but my concern, couple, is with the enrollment, because if you have more students, that's how you're going to generate money. Okay, and we see that enrollment for the university is very very low. In addition to some of all of these other concerns from Phoebe campus to the campus, we haven't heard a lot yet from the Zozo campus. And in Zozo, you only have one college in Zozo, okay, or the extension of a college in Zozo, which is the Science College. You have one campus in Zozo and you have one campus in Phoebe. Um, we see that the enrollment of students is just, I mean, it's just static. It's not moving up. It's the enrollment of students is not moving up. So do you think that the the um the university is at a point wherein they can hire these additional two staff members and they be taken care of? I mean, look, considering reality.
I don't know that the university source of income apart from students. enrollment. But I think the board chair said the only source of income, like, okay, he said the only source of income is based on the number of enrollment, right?
Yeah.
And he said they were working on seeking an assistance from the government to see how best they can include them within the budget. Yeah, I think that would be a good one. But for now, those who they are anticipating to employ or to hire, I think it will just be a voluntary basis. I don't know, probably they have another source of income that it has not been disclosed. But for now, if it is just from the students' enrollment, and they say bulk of those students on scholarship, and up to now they haven't gotten anything from the sponsor yet. So I think those people will just volunteer their services to the university or to the church at large and see where we will start from. But again, you cannot run the institution when you don't have money. Yeah, so this is why someone said we should have acquired or saved a certain amount, maybe that can go for a year, 2, 3 years. Even if we don't have if we don't have the number of students that we anticipated, it has nothing to do with our spending because we have already planned ahead of time now. Even if this amount of students enroll, and if they did not enroll, we can still carry on our recurrent expenditure, right? So then we'll be
Mhm. Yeah.
focusing on how to bring in students, how to attract students to the university. Or the way things are going now, how would students be attracted to the university when there are a lot of things going on? Students have been kept 2 years, no graduation, finish your thesis and nothing. So it's a work. It's a hard work. It's a very hard work. I could feel the frustration in the voice of the chairman, the content. Yes, but again, we cannot give up. Yeah, we cannot give up. The city of Rome was never built in your daytime. The beginning of everything is hard. Even in our own lives, there are things that we want to start and we see it so big. But just take the first step, you take the second one, and you see you'll be navigating the whole system at the end of the day. When you look back, you will be like, oh, I thought this thing was impossible, but here I am today. So I think it will get better. It will get better. The university will get better. But people should be waiting again to put aside their own selfish gain. That one of the things the chairman really talked about was concerning the emerger to have a one system where when they're talking about payroll or when they're talking about budget, we'll be talking about consolidated just one budget as a Lutheran University budget. We'll not be talking Phoebe budget, Esther Baker budget, Kaddish current budget. No, we'll
Right.
just be talking about one budget. And I think that is one of the main things that is really hammering the smooth running of the Lutheran University. Nobody want to give in. Everybody feels that Phoebe is different, Esther Baker is different, and these people had just come over them and they want to restrict them on doing their own thing. And we shouldn't think that it shouldn't be that way because we don't own them. They are owned by the church. It's a church own the university. Even the Phoebe, those who been there, they are not the one that own Phoebe or Esther Baker. So now, if the church come and say, okay, we want to have a standardized university, we want to have one house and call it Lutheran University, why everybody just holding on to something? Why? Everybody managing their own funding. Everybody managing their own funding. So who monitor what comes in, what goes out? Who monitor it? So I don't know whether we have funding for to hire the vice president. That they said they want one for now, and the finance officer, like I said, maybe they got different source of income, but if it's based on the enrollment of students, what the chairman said, then I don't, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And couple, I do agree with you. If you if you are having this low enrollment and you are relying on students to take care of, your arrears when it comes to teachers, because I think it was 2 weeks ago, teachers were also on strike. You know, hopefully the issue of the teachers' welfare had already been taken care of, and now we're going to bring in a vice president. You're not expecting a vice president for a university to be pay, you know, peanuts, especially if this person has a terminal degree. All right, um, you don't expect that, and there's some other benefits that come with it. So I don't think you want to run you want to run a university on, volunteers. I mean, you will have the structure in place. You have individuals who perhaps they have retired or want to come and lend their support to the university, but you also want to make sure that you have your source of income is actually steady. You don't want to have this kind of flip flopping. The students are saying go to Metal Steel, and you say, oh no, go to Salada Rubber Corporation and all of that, and your source of funding is not really that secure, or you don't have a firm source of income. At the end of the day, I mean, a young university, we see that there was strike action from students, strike action from teachers. So, I mean, those who are, in authority should really study this entire issue of the university and see the best way out. And I, for one, I'm not even saying that the university should close, but there's still time to go back to the drawing table and try to, come up with some innovative ways that the university can really sustain herself. But at this time, I think we're still shifting some things around. You could even tell the frustration on the face of the board chairperson, you know, when he was here in studio with us. But howbeit, we wish everyone well. A couple, we are running around our 1 hour mark. Um, with
Can
the
we
girl.
recognize our viewer?
Oh yes, um, your 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 parish council chairperson is here. I see that. I think that's the reason why he said we should recognize our viewers. But anyway,
You are.
parish council chairperson is here.
You are.
He's following us from Franjama. Brother Jerome Jala, want to say thank you as always. And Jerome is asking when your church is going to be completed. So anyway, Brother David Morva is always there in Zozo Koren area. He been following us. Your mother, Fitira Nangbe Johnson, former president of the Monrovia District Women Fellowship. Uh, Brother Nathaniel Tuba, and he's there in Police Academy. We want to say thank you so much. Brother Golion, we need to bring him back. We need to bring back Brother Golion to speak with him.
Where is he?
Since he sat with us, it's been almost a year or two now. We have not talked with Brother Golion yet.
What are the men's president?
Yeah, that's the men's president, Brother Golion. Yeah, Brother Johnson Making Taylor. Johnson Making Taylor. Want to say thank you and welcome. Yeah, Brother Golion is he's the men's president. And today, if you are not seeing a post from from the Reverend Toward Thomas Jala, is because I think he's in an area where there's no signal. Uh,
Sergio.
yeah, Sis Flomo want to say thank you. Thank you for following. Thank you for following the show. Sis Flomo want to say thank you. Want to say thank you also to Sis Marie Towe. Want to say thank you as well to our Uncle Clarence Zoa. Want to say thank you for following
You
us
say
as well.
who? Marry who?
Marie Sia Towe.
Where is she? I'm not seeing you.
She, yeah, she's following. She's watching as well. Um, and
Marry Twer?
yeah,
Oh, she's
no,
my.
Towe, Toweh.
Oh, yeah, She's from my parish, but she's in the States.
Okay. Oh, sis Mario, okay, want to say thank
Marry,
you. Hopefully you
Marry
follow us all the
Twer.
time. Yeah. So
But
you
I'm
know,
not seeing her.
no, you won't be seeing her because she is
Why?
sometimes benefit people that are invisible. So I don't know, maybe because of what really coming on at your parish that the other way on maybe the whole thing secret until by the time back it comes on the show. So I don't know what you people trying to how you people trying to hide. By the time back, could you come and let us know what's going on at the Barnabas Parish? Because it's like everybody waiting for the president or the parish council chairperson to lead the show to come in.
Don't worry, but I'm
Well,
already
what's going
here.
on to come and tell us what's going on at how you call it place at Bannersville. But a couple we started the show on a very sad note today, and also speaking of that, one of our um, former youth president and of National Lutheran Youth Fellowship, and I believe he was also a part of the men's fellowship in of Monrovia District, Brother Jonathan Boy. Then the men also lost Brother Jonathan Boy during the course of last week. We want to,
Jonathan Bob, where he from? Lutheran?
yes, Jonathan Boy.
Which
So
parish he from?
I think he was at St. Matthew or St. Peter's, one of them. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I saw that in the chat room. His the information was posted. Yeah, so we want to express our deepest condolences. And as you may be aware that for Auntie Sue, her son and I, we're very close. We live also together in Maryland. I call him Big Joe and call him Will. So I understand he was on his way when they got the news of her being, critically ill. He was on his way to Liberia, hoping that he will, see her one more time before she passed. But it happened that God called her before he would arrive in Liberia. So, publicly again, we want to express our deepest condolences to the Boy family and also to the Telewoda family. Big Joe want to say, have our sympathy, our deepest condolences to the Lutheran Church in Liberia, and also the Payne family, the former bishop of the Lutheran Church in Liberia,
No, I
Bishop.
said Michelle lost their wife.
Yeah, his wife passed, and we want to also express our condolences to the Ping family.
She was
Yeah,
still alive, huh? I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. She was, yeah, she was alive. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm. So, any closing comment? I think we had a very good December couple. I think we had a very good not December, January.
Yeah, today's the last
Yeah,
Sunday.
that is the last Sunday. We were hoping that the bishop will be here with us today, but we had a very good um January, beginning of the year. First Sunday we had the bishop assistant. He came, and we were hoping that today bishop was also going to come and speak about this prayer service, the prayer service that the BA talked about, and this big press conference. We were hoping that he will be here today to talk about it.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the press
yeah, he talked
conference.
about this big press conference. We are hoping to hear what's in the press. What
But they
it,
haven't sent anything in the paper yet. I
mm,
think there was no release in the paper since
that he
Bishop
received his
Bishop was
clearance.
here. Yeah.
Um, I have not seen any information yet. And you know, again, we were hoping that today Bishop was going to be here to, you know, give us details on that service. But we're hoping that February he will be around, and yeah, we're hoping that February he could be around in February.
I hope to see. I think Mara Deshka supposed to be going for convention. Why not the Deshka team? Mara Deshka team. Why you can't get in touch with your papa? Think.
We're gonna the year is still young, so we're gonna
Well,
make sure we have.
the Deshka convention will be in February.
Yeah, the year is still young, so we're gonna make sure we have them.
And then you get appear before your Deshka convention. Or Koklo on the Deshka. I think Koklo, the financial secretary, or
Yeah,
what you know, Mara Deshka. He can to get in touch with Koklo.
yeah.
I had a Deshka proceeding.
And also a couple we had this meeting with the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Again, the Lutheran radio. We're hoping as the process is going to surface this year. So a lot of good things in store
Yeah.
for the Lutheran Church. Again, we're hoping the bishop was going to come.
Yes, yummy. I'm
Yeah.
not hungry. I'm not sleepy. Why?
No, a couple. When the
It's
weather
really
is
cool.
like this, it makes you
Um,
sleepy. Yeah. For us also, like I said, a lot of us we are at home. Tomorrow we will not be working. I was wishing that this was Maryland because you only have you go driving out snow to go to work. But
no.
I'm glad. Yeah. All right. Any closing comments so that we can wrap up? We just have a day today and an hour today, and I want to say thanks to everyone.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching us today. Continue to share our show, please. I
And
think
Reverend
if you
Kokolo
share
wants to
all of
welcome.
the chat rooms you are connected with, you just share it. We highly appreciate it.
Yes.
And we hope to see a fruitful February where we'll be able to discuss all things Lutheran with no half feeling, no sentiment. Let us discuss it with fairness. Point these things out. Let us point it out with love. And from there, we all move forward. Once again, we want to say thank you to you and thank you to everybody. We hope to
Thank
see you next Sunday.
thank you. Thank you so much, Kokolo.